This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports with Steve the Baxman Baxley. A comprehensive look at the day in sports with a little flair in between. Sponsored by the L2C Media Network. Now, with the details from the headlines that makes the world of sports go round, here's our host, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Hey, thank you very much, Harry. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another crazoid edition of Who Can You Trust, otherwise known as. We got a loaded sportscast tonight, so let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's string it up, shall we? And get you into the baseball world with some scores for you. So, ladies and gents, let's go to it. And of course, usually our scoreboard is presented by William Hill Sportsbook. It's not this time. We are being presented by Caesar's Sportsbook. Hail Caesar. And with that said, let's get to it, kids. Our sporty balls are huge and just filled to the brim and ready to just let loose. So let's let loose with Major League Baseball. One game that's about to go final. The Atlanta Braves are about to lay out the St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 8-4. Line score 8-7-0 for the Atlanta Braves, 4-8-0 for the St. Louis Cardinals. When that game goes final, we'll give you the exact totes. But right now, that is the situation in the ninth inning. Final scores. Hang on for Mo. I think maybe we are about to see a final score. Okay. Well, when we do that, we'll get back in. Miami Marlins or Florida Marlins. Well, they're called the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins beat the New York Mets 4-2, 4-8-2 for the Marlins, 2-8-1 for the Mets. Detweiler gets the win for the Marlins. He's 2-1. Familia gets a loss for the Mets. He's 5-2, and Bender bent and got a second save. The Detroit Tigers defeated and declawed the Boston Red Sox 8-1, 8-13-1 for Los Detroit Tigres. 1-9-1 for the Boston Red Sox. Skubal gets the win, and his record is now 7-10. Perez gets the loss. He is 7-8. Miguel Cabrera is still stuck on 498. He is 2 home runs away from reaching that magic moment, that magic mountain of 500 home runs in his career. Now, I think they play tomorrow afternoon. We will find out. If so, we will have special live breaking editions of the sports final. Every time he comes up to bat, we'll see if he does it for you, or if he does it. 2 away from 500. Los Angeles Angels beat the Texas Rangers 5-0. 5-8-1 for the Angels. 0-5-2 for the Rangers. Bundy gets the win for the Angels. He's 2-8. Howard. Oh, what has happened to this guy? He is now 0-3 with the loss. Colorado Rockies took care of the Chicago Cubs 6-5, 6-13-1 for the Rockies. 5-9-0 for the Cubbies. Kinley gets the win for the Rocks. He's 2-2. Jewell gets the loss for the Cubs. He's 0-1. And the Bald gets his 17th save of the season. It took 10 innings, but San Francisco Giants outplayed the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-4, 5-9-0 for the Giants, 4-7-0 for the Diamondbacks. Rogers gets the win. He's 3-1. Gilbert with the loss. He's 0-1, and McGee gets his 24th save for the Giants. All right, Philadelphia Phillies beat up on the Washington Nationals 7-6, 7-9-3 for the Phils, 6-10-1 for the Nats. Leo Vera gets his big win for the Phils. He's 1-0. Finnegan gets the loss. He's 4-3, and Bradley gets his second save of the season. We keep going. New York Yankees destroyed the Seattle Mariners 5-3, 5-10-0 for the Yanks, 3-10-0 for the Mariners. Green gets the win for the Yanks. He's 5-5. Seawald gets the loss for the Mariners. He's 6-3. And Chapman, believe it or not, gets his 23rd save. Let's get the good times rolling. The Blue Jays, the Toronto Blue Jays laid waste to the soon-to-be Cleveland, whatever you want to call them, Guardians, maybe. Blue Jays 3, Indians nothing, 3-5-1 for Toronto, 0-3-0 for the Cleveland. Stripling gets the win for the Blue Jays. He's 5-6. McKenzie gets the loss for Cleveland. He's 1-5. And Kimber gets his his seventh save. Cincinnati Reds decimate the Pittsburgh Pirates 7-4, 7-9-0 for the Reds, 4-8-1 for the Pirates. Gray gets the win for the Reds. He's 4-6. Crow got the loss. He's 3-6, and Gibbons gets his seventh save. All right. Kansas City Royals over Chicago White Sox 3-2, 3-6-0 for the Royals, 2-6-0 for the White Sox. Lynch gets a win for the Royals. He's 2-3. Kuchel gets a loss for the White Sox. He's 7-5. And Brents gets his first save. And finally, Twins beat the Astros by a score of 5-3, 5-9-0 for the Twins, 3-5-1 for the Stros. Jax gets the win. He's 2-1. Valdez sinks with a record of 7-3 with the loss, and Colomb gets his fourth save. Now, before we go to the standings, guys, let's head up to Le Schedule, if we may, and see what is happening tomorrow. See if this is going to be interesting tomorrow. Detroit is at Cleveland for Game 7, 10 p.m. Eastern at Progressive Field. So we will give you periodic updates as the March to 500 continues with Miguel Cabrera. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel for the latest on Miggy Watch tomorrow, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time here on L2C Media Network. Okay, so leave us now to get you set and ready for what's been on in Major League Baseball. Let's go to the standings, and we start off as usual with the American League and the AL East, where Tampa Bay is still the top dog, 65-44. They're 1.5 up on Boston, 64-46, 5.5 up on the New York Yankees at 59-49, 6.5 up on Toronto at 57-49, and 26 up on Baltimore at 38-69. In the Central Division, Chicago White Sox top the dogs at 63-46, 9.5 up on Cleveland at 52-54, 11 up on Detroit at 53-58, 15 up on Kansas City at 47-60, and 17.5 up on Minnesota at 45-63. In the West, Houston top dog as well, 65-43, 4.5 up on Oakland at 61-48, 8 up on Seattle, 52, 10.5 up on the Angels at 55-54, 26.5 up on Texas, 39-70. We go to the National League, and I want you all to guess who the low man on the totem pole is going to be. Who is the worst team in all of Major League Baseball this season? New York Mets still the top dog, but that top dog is starting to get a little queasy. They're about half game up on Philadelphia, 56 and 53. 2 up on Atlanta, 54 and 54. 7.5 up on Washington at 49 and 60. And 9.5 up on Miami, 47-62. In the Central Division. And by the way, that Eastern Division of the National League, that's getting intense, I guarantee you, on that side. Let's go now to Central Division, where we have Milwaukee still top of the heap at 65 and 44, 7 up on Cincinnati, 58 and 51, 11 up on St. Louis, 53 and 54. 13.5 up on the Cubs at 52 and 58, who have literally had a fire sale. Got rid of all their folks that helped out get them their only World Series. And 24 up on Pittsburgh at 41 and 68. And in the West, San Francisco opened that Golden Gate at 69 and 40. They are top. Bow wow. 4 up on the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. 7.5 up on the San Diego 65 and 44. 7.5 up on the San Diego Padres at 62 and 48. 21 up on Colorado at 48 and 61, and 35.5 up on Arizona at 34 and 76, which means, ladies and gents, that's right. Arizona is still the lousiest team in baseball for the 2021 season. All right, let's go from one baseball to another and see what's happening in the minor leagues. And for that, let's go to the scores and get you into AAA. And we get in now to the games that are just either continuing or about to go final. Like, for example, bottom of the 10th inning, Oklahoma City leads Albuquerque 7-6. Middle of the 7th, Tacoma over Reno 9-0. Bottom of the 4th, Sacramento over El Paso 7-1. Bottom of the 5th, Las Vegas over Salt Lake 5-2. Final in 10 innings, Jacksonville over Norfolk. Very simple score, 1-0. 1-5-1 for the Ville, 0-2-1 for the Folk. That was game 2. Game 1, Norfolk split it with Jacksonville, winning 1-0, 1-5-0 for the Folk, and 0-1-0 for the Ville. Okay, Memphis outdueled Durham 3-1, 3-9-2 for Memphis, 1-6-2 for Durham. Final in 11 innings, and boy, what a game this was. Worcester beat Scranton Wilkes-Barre 5-3, 5-6-2 for Worcester, 3-6-1 for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Rochester over Syracuse 2-1, 2-7-1 for Rochester, 1-7-1 for the Qs. Buffalo over Lehigh Valley 9-7, 9-10-2 for Buffalo, 7-12-1 for Lehigh Valley. Charlotte over Gwinnett 10-6, 10-13-4 for Charlotte, 6-9-1 for Gwinnett. Omaha defeated Columbus 7-4, 7-9-1 for Omaha, 4-8-0 for Columbus. Sugar Land took care of Round Rock by 6, 11-5, 11-16-0 for Sugar Land, 5-7-1 for Round Rock. Louisville over St. Paul, 1-0, 1-4-0 for Louisville, 0-2-0 for St. Paul. Nashville over Toledo, 12-zip, 12-10-1 for the Ville, 0-2-0 for Toledo. Indianapolis over Iowa, 2-0, 2-6-0 for Indianapolis, 0-6-0 for Iowa. And that is your AAA board. Let's go now to AA, see if there's some games of action there. And one game that's still going on right now, it is Wichita by 2 over Midland, 12-10 in the top of the 9th, 12-12-0 for we don't do that until the final score, so it's 12-10 Wichita over Midland. Final scores: Harrisburg over Erie 3-2, 3-7-1 for Harrisburg, 2-5-1 for Erie. Reading over Richmond 9-2, 9-13-0 for Reading, 2-6-5 for Richmond. Binghamton over Portland 4-3, 4-10-1 for Binghamton, 3-8-2 for Portland. Altoona waited and they beat Akron 3-1, 3-12-0 for Altoona. 1-5-0 for Akron. Bowie over Somerset 4-zip, 4-7-0 for Bowie, 0-5-0 for Somerset. New Hampshire over Hartford 6-2, 6-12-0 for New Hampshire, 2-6-1 for Hartford. Rocket City over Chattanooga 5-1, 5-8-0 for Rocket City, 1-6-2 for Chattanooga. Montgomery, the Biscuits rose to the occasion again. They beat Tennessee 2-1, 2-5-0 for Montgomery, 1-3-0 for Tennessee. Biloxi over Pensacola 10-2, 10-12-0 for Biloxi, 2-7-1 for Pensacola. Birmingham over Mississippi 7-2, 7-12-0 for Birmingham, 2-9-0 for Mississippi. Tulsa over Springfield 10-0, 10-8-2 for Tulsa, 0-4-2 for Springfield. Corpus Christi beat San Antonio in 10 innings, 7-5, 7-6-0 for Corpus Christi, 5-8-0 for San Antonio. Frisco over Amarillo 4-3, 4-7-1 Frisco, 3-7-0 for Amarillo. Arkansas beat Northwest Arkansas 7-0, 7-11-1 for Arkansas, 0-4-1 for Northwest Arkansas. Now let's go for High A, which does include the Lansing Lugnuts. Let's go now for games that are still going on right now in Spokane and Everett. Top of the 7th, Spokane leads Everett 7-6. Also in the top of the 7th, Hillsborough over Vancouver 4-1. In the end of 5, it's Eugene over Tri-Cities 4-1. Meanwhile, Hickory over Greensboro, the final score 7-0, 7-10-0 Hickory, 0-3-0 for Greensboro. Winston-Salem over Asheville 11-6, 11-12-0 for Winston-Salem, 6-13-1 for Asheville. Hudson Valley PTA over Brooklyn, no PTA, 5-3, 5-15-0 for Hudson Valley, 3-5-0 for Brooklyn. Lake County disposed of Lansing quickly, 5-1, 5-8-1 for Lake County, 1-2-0 for Lansing. Wilmington over Bowling Green, 10-1, 10-15-2 for Wilmington, 1-6-3 for Bowling Green. Aberdeen over the Jersey Shore, 8-3, 8-3 final score. 8-10-1 for Aberdeen, 3-6-4 for the Jersey Shore. Greenville over Rome, 4-0, 4-7-0 for Greenville, 0-1-3 for Rome. Dayton over West Michigan, 8-0, 8-13-0 for Dayton, 0-3-1 for West Michigan. Peoria beat South Bend 6-1, 6-6-1 for Peoria, 1-6-3 for South Bend. Great Lakes over Fort Wayne, 5-1, 5-8-1 for Great Lakes, 1-9-0 for Fort Wayne. Quad Cities over Cedar Rapids, 8-2, 8-12-1 for the Quad, 2-5-1 for Cedar Rapids. Wisconsin lost to Beloit 8-4, 8-12-2 for Beloit, 4-7-5 for Wisconsin. And finally to the low A's. And here we go, folks. Get ready for some long-windedness. Bottom of the 6th inning, Fresno leads San Jose 7-4. Modesto over Stockton in the top of the 7th, 3-0. Final in 10 innings, Daytona over Lakeland, 4-3, 4-7-0 Daytona, 3-3-0 for Lakeland. Tampa over Jupiter, 8-1, 8-9-2 for Tampa, 1-6-1 for Jupiter. Fayetteville over Fredericksburg, 10-5, 10-12-1 for Fayetteville, and 5-10-1 for Fredericksburg. Dunedin over Fort Myers by a score of 8-0, 8-10-1 for Dunedin, 0-2-1 for Fort Myers. Clearwater over Bradenton, 6-0, 6-9-1 for Clearwater, Bradenton 33-2. The first game, by the way, in the Bradenton-Clearwater double dip. Actually, I don't think this is the first game. I think this was the second game, but we'll call it either way. But they were postponed. The makeup will be on September 8th. Final in 11 innings, Carolina over Kannapolis, 4-3, 4-10-2 for Carolina, 3-4-0 for Kannapolis. Salem over Lynchburg, 9-7. 9-13-1 for Salem, 7-13-0 for Lynchburg. Down East over Delmarva, 12-1, 12-16-1 for Down East, 1-6-3 for Delmarva. Myrtle Beach over Columbia, 4-3, 4-8-1 for Myrtle Beach, 3-5-0 for Columbia. Charleston over Augusta by a cookie score of 9-4, 9-15-1 for Charleston, 4-7-3 for Augusta. Inland Empire beat Visalia, beat their onions too, 7-1, 7-9-1 for Inland Empire, 1-3-2 for Visalia. Lake Elsinore and Rancho Cucamonga were postponed due to COVID. Palm Beach and St. Lucie canceled due to wet grounds, and the second game was also canceled second grounds, both to be made up on August 6th. And that is your baseball news, both major and minor. Well, actually, those are scores. We got some news for you. So here we go. Let the music play, kiddies. First off, we got some sad news to report on our baseball. Top of the line here. Thank you. Houston Astros legend J.R. Richards has passed away. The team announced Thursday he was 71. KRIV Fox 26's sports director Mark Berman reports Richards passed away Wednesday night at a Houston hospital. Quote, the Astros said in a statement, quote, today is a sad day for the Houston Astros as we mourn the loss of one of our franchise icons, J.R. Richards. J.R. will forever be remembered as an intimidating figure on the mound and as one of the greatest pitchers in club history. He stood shoulder to shoulder with club icons Larry Dierker, Joe Niekro, and Nolan Ryan to form a few of the best rotations in club history. Sadly, his playing career was cut short by health issues, but his 10 years in an Astros uniform stand out as a decade of excellence. We send our heartfelt condolences to J.R.'s wife, Lula, his family, friends, and countless fans and admirers. JR was one of my good friends, said Astros teammate Jose Cruz in a statement. This is very sad to hear. I have great memories of JR. He was one of the greatest Astros ever. When he was pitching, we knew that we were going to get a W. I didn't get too many balls hit to me in the outfield when he pitched because he was so dominating. He was a great friend and a great teammate. I send my condolences to his wife and kids. Richard, a right-handed pitcher, was raised in Louisiana, and he turned down multiple college basketball scholarship offers to pursue baseball after the Astros selected him with the number 2 pick in the 1969 amateur draft. He reached big leagues in 1971 and made a great first impression, striking out 15 batters in a complete game win over the Giants in his first Major League Baseball game on September 5th. The 15 strikeouts are tied with Carl Spooner for the most in an MLB debut. It wasn't until 1974 that Richard joined the rotation full-time and stuck in the big leagues for good. From 75 to 80, he was simply one of the best pitchers in baseball. Richards had a 3.01 ERA in over 1,400 innings those seasons, and during his peak from 76 to 79, Richards pitched to a 2.88 ERA and averaged 18.5 wins with 261 strikeouts and more than 280 innings per season. Richard is one of the last pitchers to post consecutive 300 strikeout seasons, 303 in 78 and 313 in 79. He was an all-star in 81 and finished top 10 the Cy Young voting in 76 at 7th, 78 and 4th, and 79 and 3rd. He also received MVP votes in 76 and 79. At age 30, Richards' career came to a premature end when he suffered a massive stroke during pregame warm-ups in the outfield in late July. He missed time earlier in the season with a blockage in an artery that caused his arm to go numb. Richard attempted several comebacks, but never did make it back to the big leagues. By any measure, Richard is one of the greatest pitchers in Astro history. He ranks among the franchise's top 10 in just about every meaningful pitching category, including innings at 1606, wins 107, 149, 1,493 strikeouts, and a WAR of .231. Richard spent 1 year on the Hall of Fame ballot, receiving 1.6% of the vote in 85, and was inducted into the Astros Hall of Fame in 2019. Following his playing career, he lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in a business scam and also had to pay close to $1 million in a divorce settlement. Sadly, he was homeless in 94 and 95 and lived under a highway overpass in Houston. In 95, Richard became eligible to receive his MLB pension and became involved with a local church and other community endeavors. J.R. Richards, dead at the age of 71. Thank you very much. Chris Bryant and the Giants pull off their biggest ninth-inning comeback since '93 in a win over the Diamondbacks. San Francisco Giants accomplished a feat on Thursday against the Arizona Diamondbacks that they hadn't done in decades. That's won a game, actually, in which they trailed by 4 runs in the ninth inning. NBC Sports area reporter Alec Pavlovic said it was the first time Giants had done such a thing since '93. They trailed by a 4-0 margin heading into the top of the ninth, having failed to muster offense against Arizona starter Merrill Kelly. Yet the Diamondbacks pinch hit for Kelly in the bottom of the eighth, paving the way for the Giants to victimize a bullpen that ranked last in the majors in ERA. Sure enough, the Giants got to work in quick order. Chris Bryant, San Francisco's big deadline acquisition, doubled against Taylor Clark to open the frame. Alan Dickerson then singled, advancing Bryant third. A Brandon Crawford double put the Giants on the board and 2 runners in scoring position. It also marked the end of the line for Clark, who was relieved by Tyler Clippard. Alas, Clippard plunked Donovan Solano to load the bases before then allowing a single to Brandon Belt that kept them loaded while reducing the lead to 2. Clippard retired the next 2 batters and was able to get ahead 0-2 on Lamont Wade Jr. Wade, however, worked the 3-2 count by spotting a couple of offerings, then singled to right, playing a pair of runs to even the score at 4-4. The Diamondbacks would make 3 quick outs in their portion of the ninth, setting the table for the Giants to take advantage of the 10th. Bryant again led off the inning with a double, scoring the runner from second, which was Tommy LaStella, to give the Giants a 5-4 lead. Closer Jake McKee made it stick, retiring the side on 14 pitches for his 24th save of the year. Oh, boy. All right. Let's keep going. And what is happening to the Raiders? They have had a mysterious front office exodus that has literally turned the Raiders into a mystery. That's right. Over the past 8 weeks, there's been a mass exodus from the Raiders front office, and no one seems to know why it's happening. But whatever the reason is, it's led to the resignation of 4 key executives since June, which has to be at least somewhat concerning to the team. The biggest name to quit was former team president Mark Bedane, who announced his resignation on July 19th. Bedane had been with the team since 1991. He also spearheaded the move to Las Vegas, which is one reason why his resignation was very shocking. With the Raiders scheduled to play their first game ever in front of fans in Allegiant Stadium this year, it was surprising that he didn't stick around to see that. In a statement to multiple media outlets, Bedane didn't offer any details on why he decided to leave the franchise. Although Bedane was the most notable executive to leave, he wasn't the only one. A look at three other executives who have resigned over the past few weeks, along with when they are believed to have had resigned. Late July, Brandon Dahl, the Vice President of Strategy and Business Development, Ed Villanueva, the CFO, and Oraxi Grant, the club controller. And that is the three on the match right now. So the Raiders are, oh boy, are they ever. All right, let's keep, hello. Let's keep going if we can. And one of the finest soccer players in Barcelona, Lionel Messi, has decided he's going to leave Barcelona. Spanish Giants have confirmed both player and club have agreed to a 5-year contract extension, but La Liga's salary cap rules mean that agreement cannot be met. Messi's old contract expired earlier this summer. Said the representative, quote, despite FC Barcelona and Lionel Messi having reached an agreement and the clear intention of both parties to sign a new contract today, this cannot happen because of financial and structural obstacles. That's the Spanish Liga regulations, Barcelona said in a statement. As a result of this situation, Messi shall not be staying on at FC Barcelona. Both parties deeply regret that the wishes of the player and the club will ultimately not be fulfilled. FC Barcelona wholeheartedly expresses its gratitude to the player for his contribution to the aggrandizement of the club and wishes him all the best for future in his personal and professional life. Paris Saint-Germain has made direct contact to Messi's camp, according to Fabrizio Romano. This is the latest chapter in a saga that began a year ago when Messi first revealed he wanted to leave the only club he'd ever play for. Although he ultimately relented on taking Barcelona to court in order to get out of the last year of his contract, the contractual situation was never fully settled. Although it seemed as though the election of Joan Laporta to return as Barcelona's president made it likely Messi would stay. The details were never completely ironed out, and now it seems La Liga rules continue to stand in the way. Of course, PSG is already in direct conflict. And Laporte Barca press conference, well, we've already done that. Luis Garcia also had a word or two on fallout from Messi's teammates. And Luis Garcia on the shocking announcement. And Barca fans take to the streets in somewhat of a very peaceful protest. All right. Okay. 12:07. Let's keep going. Sorry, Siri. But let's keep this puppy going. And yes, friends, in the first preseason game of 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers handled the Dallas Cowboys 16-3 in the Hall of Fame game. You waited months for a taste of NFL football. You got it from two of the most legendary teams in the world of sports, even if it wasn't let's face it, it was a bad game. And the outing wasn't sports fine as this year as the Steelers beat the Cowboys 3. As this year's preseason gets underway, it pits veterans who are on the bubble and up-and-coming talent against each other, and two players who stand to do big things for their organizations respective were put on center stage on Thursday night, namely first-round picks Micah Parsons and G. Harris. Parsons got his feet wet with a fumble recovery before being pulled early, and Harris ended his first NFL preseason game with 7 carries. From there, it was all about seeing if the Cowboys quarterback unit is solid behind Dak Prescott, and it proved, yep, it is. Key words being mostly is. Cowboys got more evidence that Garrett Gilbert is what they wanted QB the second pairing, but Rush showed why he might stick around a bit longer in August, especially after seeing second-year quarterback Ben DiNucci continue 2020 struggles in a situation where he simply can't afford it. As for the Steelers, who are in a similar QB situation behind Ben Roethlisberger, it was John Dobbs tossing their only passing touchdown, while Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins failed in that regard. Although no Pittsburgh quarterbacks threw an interception, in the end, it was a messy, low-scoring game for much of the affair until the Cowboys got messier and the Steelers took full advantage. Oh, boy. That was scary. Okay, it is time to take you to Tokyo. And let's give you the standings right now in the medal count. China in first with 34 gold, 24 silver, 16 bronze for a total of 74. The United States with 30, 35, and 27 for a total of 92. They're on top of the world, but it's gold medals that are sort of making this round. In third place, Japan, 22 gold, 10 silver, 14 bronze, and 46 in total. Australia in fourth place, 17, 6, and 19 with 42 points. Russian Olympic Committee, 58 points with 16, 22, and 20. Great Britain, 16, 18, 17, 51. Germany, 9, 10, 16, and 35. France, 7, 11, 9, and 27. Netherlands, 7, 9, 10, and 26. New England, 7, 6, and 6, and 90. And that was South Korea. Yep. Hungary, 5, 7, 3 for 15. Canada, 5, 5, and 9 for 19. Cuba, 5, 3, and 4 with 12. Brazil, well, what can we say? But they didn't do too bad. So Brazil, 4, 4, 8, and 16. The rest a little irrelevant, as they say. So there you go. And the U.S. women's beach volleyball team won gold for the U.S. women. By the way, the movie Dream Team is now available to stream on Paramount Plus. Harris English has emerged as a round one leader at the WGC FedEx St. Jude for Children's Hospital. British Olympic marathon swimmer feared he had lost an eye in the water. Meanwhile, Australian athletes under investigation for drunken flight home. Oh, joy. Okay, we are nearing time for bye-byes. That's right. But before we do that, let's give you the top 21 compelling storylines, teams, and coaches and players that will dominate the upcoming college football season. So here we go. Actual college football can't get here fast enough. Breaking news almost broke our wills during the offseason. If it wasn't the U.S. Supreme Court, it was a docile NC2A. If it wasn't name, image, and likeness, it was lame, Emmert, and sadness. Quarterbacks are stacking Benjamins, job-hopping coaches making millions keep preaching loyalty. Oh, the hypocrisy in the end. More has happened in the last 3 months to inspect college football than to last 30 years. Now, thank goodness the game has always sustained us. You can almost touch it. The season that is, there'll be college football this month. Hopefully it won't be impacted by COVID. Thank goodness the game is already... Oh, we've already read that part. Thank you. Hopefully that will result in a full season, the first in 2 years. The return of week 0 after the Labor Day sale. They got their microphones back. Oh, God. Okay, we are almost out of time and almost out of here. So we'll read the rest of this on tomorrow because we are literally just jamming the fact that, yes, friends, we're almost done. Okay, so, oh yeah. Let's go to BBC Sports and ask as we go to, that's where we go to, and there's the scores and fixtures. Let's get to Thursday's big action. The Europa League qualifying third round. Karat and Auschwitz tied at 0. Celtic 4. Jablonec 2. Slovan Bratislava 3. Rems 1. Omonia Nicosia 1. Flora 0. Galaterzi 1. St. Johnstone 1. Mura over Salgrills. Zip. Rapid Vienna 3-0 on the Anorthosis Famagusta. In the Europe Conference League, qualifying third round, Cups Kuopio defeated Astana 1-1. Lokomotiv Plovdiv defeated FC Copenhagen 1-1. Sochi lost to the Partizan Belgrade 1-1. Tobol Konstantin and MSK Zilina won that round 1-0. Elfsborg and Velez Mostar got 1-1. Limassol over Korabag. Wow. CSKA Sofia 4-2 winner over NK Olszlek. Dynamo Batumi a 1-2 winner over Silverspor. Meanwhile, Lexi over Vojvodina. That is a little wild, a little hokey. But somewhere there we are whole. Dynamo Batumi over Silverspor 1-2. Vojvodina over Lask 1-0. Lacey over RSC Anderlecht 3-0. Maccabi Haifa over HB Torshavn. Hibernians over Riga FC 1-0. Domzale over Rosenberg over Domzale 6-1. Vietes over Dundalk 2-up. Trabzonspor and Mold tied at 3. Kolos Kovativa over the Schwader Karagundi. Pacos de Ferreira defeated Larne by a score of 4-0. Pristina over Bode Ghent 2-1. Stark Warclaw 2-1. Letter indeed. We keep going. Slash Warclaw 2-1 winner over Harpol Beersheva. Spartan Trinvac. Speaking of little articles. Pacos de Ferreira 4, Larn 0, Pristina 2, Bold Glimt 1, Slack Warclaw 2, Hapol Beersheva 1, Spartak Trinava. We'll get the other guy down from there in a bit of a moment. KKA Ghent, a 2-2 tie. Rihaz Football Sklova. Luzerne continues to have his way. That's right. All right. Spartak and Maccabi Goose Eggs. KAA Ghent over Riga's football Scola 2-2. Fjord over Luzern 3-0. Hibernia over NHK Ridiculous. New Saints in Brady Forward. And obviously, that is that. Hibernia, NHK Reka 1-1. New Saints over Victoria Pleasant 4-2. Breda Blick over Aberdeen 2-3. Kukuriki over Hammerby 3-1. Jaskawa and Ruby Kazam. Yep. Okay, Ruben Kazan, nothing. Rashko Chekova, nothing. Shamrock Rovers 1, Jetaduras, nothing. Santa Clara over Olympia, 2-0. Hi Sue, I'm back where it belongs. Upset, now would be too if I that oh boy. There we go. Shamrock Rovers over Tuta Duress 1-0. FC Basel over Ujapest. Santa Clara over Olympia Ljubljana. Okay, that is going to wrap things up for us. We want to thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to serving you tomorrow night for more Sports Final. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. We have gone over our 45 minutes, and it looks like the sports world is very clingy with the big event there. And how are you going to take all that? Can you do it gently? Because one of our chat folk really needs to do something. So we will. But before we do any of that, gotta say thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, look to the skies, enjoy the meteor shower, and we will be back next week. Till then, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley for Sports Finals saying good night, everybody.